in these pictures the difference between backstraps and tenderloins. A lot of people that I've encountered over the years said that they're eating tenderloin, but it's actually the backstrap. So I'm going to show you the differences in those two right here. Most people that do process their meat, they know, but it's just the other people that don't. So as you can see here, I've got the backstrap. It's a really long piece of meat, different types of texture. You know, here's your tenderloin. You see the texture on it, and there's only one. You know, these places have this specific areas on the deer, and to get to the tenderloin, you have to definitely have the legs up, head down, belly to me, as you see, and this is pulled up by a hoist and skin this way. That's how I skin all my deer, take all the meat off the bone. And the tenderloin is actually the last thing that I pull out of the deer because the internal organs are exposed. So, and you see the internal organs here, you're saying, well, what about field dressing the deer? Well, my deer spots are no more than about 30 minutes away, so I can get back quick enough without spoilage of the meat. As you can see, I got heat coming out of my deer. It's so fresh. So I don't field dress my deer in the field because I take the liver and the heart out, because I have somebody that likes the heart, and the liver is one piece of meat that people don't realize. I mean, if you like liver, the deer liver is exceptionally well. It's a really good piece of meat. And I have video, give me DIY if you want to look on how to remove the heart and liver out of a deer. That's give me DIY. And also how to skin a deer. And that is taking all the meat off of it, ready to process. So take a look at those videos too. As you can see here, I'm using a fillet knife, and I'm being real careful. See the gut sticking out there, the internal organs. So as long as you're careful, you're fine. I'm cutting that tenderloin out now. Just kind of pulling the tenderloin down, going down deep inside the cavity. And the bigger the deer, the bigger the tenderloin. So this tenderloin is going to run out about 8 to 9 inches. It depends on how big the deer is, like I said. Just be real careful what you're doing. And like I said, talking about field dressing a deer, you got to use your common sense. If it's a very hot day in September, of course you could field dress your deer. It depends on how far you got to go. But I never field dress mine. I can get mine back quick enough. And just real careful around this point. And see me, I've got my hands in around this tenderloin, my fingers, cutting the tenderloin down. And you know, it's the best part of the deer. Argumentally, it's one of the best parts. There's not a lot to it. It's not like the backstrap where you get all your butterfly steaks from. So just be real careful. Pull down, go way down deep, and there you go. There's that tenderloin. Yep. Just be real careful what you're doing. And that's the last part. And now we're going to a backstrap location here, and that is to hence skinning down the back of the deer to get the backstrap. As you can see, it's going to be the longest piece of meat that you come to. And this is where all your butterfly steaks come from. This, as you can see, I've got the deer turned around to the back, and it's right down both sides of the spine, and that is called the backstrap. Really nice piece of meat there. So pay attention to what I'm telling you, folks. There's going to be a test at the end of this. But you can tell, I mean, it's a real long piece of meat. So there's your tenderloin. See the difference, see the texture, and there's your big long backstrap. As we know, people process deer, we know the difference. This is some people out there is wanting to know tenderloin and backstrap. That's the difference. A little short movie before the test starts. I'm going to jump down on this 8-pointer that came in underneath my stand. Big, nice, healthy deer. I would definitely will not shoot an 8-pointer because he could be a big 10 or 12 next year. So, watch him come in. I'm going to take a rope and jump down on the steer, lasso him, and just ride him out. It's fun. I do it all the time, but he come right under me. I couldn't resist the temptation to jump down on the steer. Yeah, not. You don't believe that, folks. Well, I was hoping you wouldn't anyway, so nice deer there. We're going to take a test here, so it's going to be multiple test questions here, so here we go. So, pick the tenderloin. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? Pick the tenderloin, folks. First part of the test is over. Now here's intermission. Here's Bobo. Got a little puppy. Guess. Can you guess his breed? All answers at the end of the test, folks. Guess Bobo's breed. Alright, get ready for the second part. Multiple choice. Can you pick the backstrap? There's A. Is it B? Pick the backstrap. Is it C? Or is it D? Alright. Praise God. If you guess Bobo being a Boston Terrier, you've got it. If you pick B for both questions, answers you have it. Keep God first in your life, folks. He's the only way to go. Appreciate y'all watching my videos that give you DIY. And as always, thank you and God bless.